So in this case, we had obtained a preliminary injunction against California's AB28. That was the medical misinformation law that punished doctors for giving misinformation to patients about COVID. And misinformation was defined very broadly as anything that departs from the scientific consensus.
And what was that? We didn't even know what that was because it was changing every day.
Exactly. And we won on that theory that it was vague. The court didn't actually address the First Amendment viewpoint discrimination concern. But so we got the preliminary injunction, but then another case had lost in the district court and went up on appeal to the Ninth Circuit. The panel was very hostile. And I think the government knew they were going to lose. And so the legislature repealed AB 2098, I think, to avoid creating bad precedent. So they argued in both cases that the case was moot, and the judges found in both cases that it was moot. So they didn't have to sort of reach a final ruling on the merits, which allows the government to dodge dodge a bad ruling that would create actual precedent.
And I remember because we actually held a press conference at the Capitol, myself, Lee Dundas, Steve Kerr, Tara Thornton, Denise Aguilar, there are a ton of us, Children's Health Defense, PERC, Protection of Educational Rights, a lot of organizations here in California. We held a press conference up at the Capitol to, support your guys' efforts and to encourage, bring light to the issue, Evan Lowe's at AB 2098, and encourage people to contact their reps before it passed. And then I remember reading, they just literally flipped it into a subsequent bill. Like it was like the sixth paragraph in this completely unrelated bill. Yeah. The reason why I mentioned that is, as a lawyer, we want that final ruling. We want that piece of paper so that, like you just said, when the lockdowns come back, when the mask mandates come back again, we have some authority to rely upon. What do you tell your clients, or what can you tell viewers and listeners, when we see these games happening and the government literally doing these gymnastics and bending over backwards to avoid those final rulings? What can we do so that we can actually have some sort of rule of law established again or preserved?
I mean, the best thing is probably legislation. You're probably unlikely to get it in a place like California, but actually prohibiting, and some states have done it, especially I would say Florida, prohibiting, saying, we will not have mask mandate. You're not allowed to discriminate against people on the basis of vaccination status, or you're not allowed to require people to wear face coverings or whatever. I think that's probably the safest way to go because the courts have just proven they're not protective. There are probably good courts in like Texas and Florida aren't where the mandates are, so.
That's exactly what I was about to say. These cases aren't happening there because we have the legislators, the representatives that are actually advocating for, and, even if they don't agree, but they're advocating for and representing their constituents, right? Yeah. So it's kind of, talk about moot. It's a moot point in those more conservative states. It's been very, I tell people, our facts, law, truth, justice followers and our clients, I say, the law is on our side. It's there. I wouldn't be doing the work if I didn't think that, we were right, that we needed to do the work. But I also tell them, litigation is the last resort. If you are calling me, it's because all of these other opportunities to, step into the fray and advocate for yourselves or for your children or for your businesses or whatever the case may be, either, you didn't try or it didn't work. So we're always trying to emphasize, educate and empower people to try and stave off the need to file a lawsuit.